Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to the road trip to Manchester United against Fulham at Old Trafford, where we keep this winning streak going. Where we must. It's only 2 games. We have to show consistency. It's time to, I would say, move away from the pack. But really, after Liverpool smashing Newcastle and Chelsea doing what they needed to do in the last minute against West Ham, and making sure, actually, that Fulham are away from us, this is more so keeping up with the pack, actually. You know, everyone else has done their jobs, and this is where we're challenging these players. Now, I've had chest, everyone's had chest, we're all feeling confident, we're all feeling brave, we're all feeling rejuvenated. The players look like they're feeling that too, but they have to go and show it. These are the games, all right? We're not being ungrateful. We're not forgetting ourselves from where we come from last week and the week before, but we've set a very high standard in the last couple of games. And I don't just mean by results. Results is one thing, all right? Yes, you set a high standard of winning the last 2, and they're difficult games. So if you can win those 2, you've got to win the easier games at home. That's a given in terms of what people think. But I'm talking about the approach and mentality to games. We've set a bar that we can't go below, and that's win, lose, or draw. Intensity, commitment, bravery, expression on the ball, mentality, confidence, all of these things to set you up to be able to perform at your best, because it's these games at Old Trafford, Brentford, Brighton, Forest, Fulham, these type of games, and then the games against the bottom 3 opposition or lower opposition, Everton as well, West Ham, the list goes on. These are the games where we shit the bed. We mess up, and we have to show that we're different. This is where we have to disprove certain things where, you know, rivals are like typical Man United, had a couple of good games against 2 big opposition. They'll be back to normal next week. No more back to normal. The new norm is Man United winning more than they lose. Man United winning football matches on a consistent basis from here on out to the end of the season at least, to get Champions League football. And like I said, actually, we're playing with the pressure on, not just out of turning the corner and winning these types of games, but for our goal. Chelsea won, Liverpool won. You know what I mean? Both of them in emphatic fashion in different ways, but Liverpool, you know what I'm saying, they can still activate. Wirtz and Ekitike have activated. You know what I'm saying? Liam Rossinia's not losing Premier League matches at the moment and finding a different gear, changing things around, getting a reaction out of his players. And Michael Carrick's got to continue to do that. In terms of how we set up, personally, I think you're looking at only one change. Like I said on the preview, consistency and continuity is going to be our best friend, you know, not just in performance, but from the coaching aspect, about them keeping things very, very similar and picking the same team where they can, you know, unless there's injuries, which we know about Patrick Dorgu already. The rest of it's got to stay the same, in my opinion, and let them build, let them have that confidence with each other, let them have that trust. Everybody, unless they've picked up a knock in training and they're a little bit, you know what I'm saying, worse for wear, everyone's fresh and ready to go. There's no excuses of anyone having any fatigue. Do you know what I'm saying? Being a little bit tired, either mentally or physically. There hasn't been those demands this year. They got one job, and that's be ready 6, 7, sometimes even 8 days. Sometimes even 8 days, but this has been 7. Played Arsenal last Sunday. 7 days rest. A whole week of not playing any games, working on tactics, recovering as you need to. Some of the older players or guys nursing stuff who are, you know, half... You know, when you're playing every 2 or 3 days, man are playing injured. Every sort of 3 or 4 days. People are playing injured. They're playing with knocks. They're playing with injections. They're playing with swollen ankles. They're playing through the pain barrier. When you've got as much time as we got between games... You know what I mean? Guys can have a couple of days off training, be resting up, ice baths, fucking, you know what I mean? Just do a bit of gym work, light session on the grass, then do 3 days training in the lead up to game. It's so much more flexible. Plus, you're taking in all of the tactical information that the coaches are asking you to do, which is why I believe we see this upturn, which is why I believe we actually keep it going. Do you know what I'm saying? So, no excuses. I think, surely you just put Cunha on the left. Surely you put Cunha on the left. Stranger things have happened. We don't know what Michael Carrick's like in these type of situations. We're still learning. I'm still learning about him. and some of the decisions he makes. When it was Ruben, obviously we had him for quite a while. We started to understand how he makes changes, lack of or too many or this, that and the other, who he prefers in certain positions. This is only Carrick's third game. All we've got to go off is the 2 games that we won, and there were 2 different types of games. But what I liked about Michael Carrick in his interview, shout out Joe from Saturday Social, he did an interview with him. He goes like, don't think that we're just because we're playing Fulham, all of a sudden we're going to come out and we're going to dominate every single facet of the game and it's all guns blazing. Like he goes no, and he goes you'd be criminal to underrate Fulham as well. You know what a good team they are. You know what form they're in. You know that the players that are in the hot streak. Of course, Harry Wilson's doing bits at the moment. We're aware of all of that. So the same level of commitment and the same respect that you showed to Arsenal away at the Emirates, the same respect that you showed going after City at home, is the same respect you have to show Fulham. Yeah? I'm not saying that they're as good as these teams, but if you go in there thinking, it's only Fulham, man, idiot thing, man, we fist these man up, man, easy. You're going to get a shock. You're going to get a shock. Harry Wilson's going to have a shock for you. Yeah? Iwobi's going to have a shock. Xander Berg going to keep the ball nice if you allow him to. Bassey and Anderson are going to be strong. Robinson's going to be flying down your left wing. Do you know what I'm saying? You will get a shock. Jimenez, if you leave him unmarked on headers, you're in trouble. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh my God, be scared, Jimenez is coming to town. But play properly. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think that the confidence is there. I do think that the things that I'm asking for in this video, the things that I'm touching on, I believe it's there. I do believe it's there. And it's for them now to go and put that into practice. And what you don't want is to create this thing that we can get up for those really, really big games. You know, Arsenal away, City at home. When we go away to Chelsea later on in the season, etc., etc. Liverpool got to come to Old Trafford still. All of these types of games, that's great. But if we're going to get in this top 4 or top 5, we've got to be consistent across the board. And when I say consistent across the board, don't need to win every game. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. The teams in and around this are here because we're inconsistent. All of us are. The fact it's got to pretty much February now, February 1st, and no one's really staking a claim and we're all pretty much condensed apart from Villa, shows you how inconsistent we've all been. But on a weekend where everyone's won their games, we got to do our jobs. Keep the team unchanged apart from Dorgu for Cunha, or should I say Cunha for Dorgu in my opinion, and go and put in a performance, boys, and make sure that we're keeping pace. Don't let the last 2 games go in vain. This is the one where there's pressure. It's true. This is almost bigger. And I say almost because it's in a different way. Can you do it against Fulham when you're expected to win? Go and show us that same energy. Go and show us that same free-flowing football and expression. Go and show us it. I'm still going to predict to win. I did say 2-0. You know, you get a little bit twitchy. You get a little bit nervous, don't you? When you see Liverpool doing what they're doing, Chelsea are there, and then you think, oof, pressure's on us now. Everyone's looking at us going, prove that weren't a fluke against Arsenal. Prove it weren't a fluke against City. You know what I mean? Everyone's expecting us to lose. It might be a 2-1. I'm not going to lie. I've gone a little bit, but we're getting a win. I'm confident of that. Smash a like on the video, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see you at the game. Peace.